Hello, wretched humans. Paul Mount here. My world of stuff is where you are. Thank you. Okay, it's 25 to 5 on Wednesday, the 15th of December, 2021. On my way to see Spider-Man No Way Home. The most eagerly awaited film of the year, I think, in all honesty. It's not on for another couple of hours, but I'm out early. I'm going to grab a coffee and then pick up my friend Scott about 6 o'clock when he finishes work. We're going to head straight to the Showcase Cinema and take our places for the movie event of the year. If any of you have looked at my video I posted on the weekend, my thoughts and hopes of the home, and I suppose many of you have really. I'm just hoping for a really good time. I'm not getting my hopes up necessarily for the return of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. It would be nice, but I'm still not sure. I'm now thinking yes, more than I did on the weekend. But we know we're going to have this fantastic sort of multiverse mashup with the various villains returning. Doctor Strange turning up, plus other surprises. So, excuse the glare. I'm in a car park and the car has just decided to give me a bit of extra lighting, which is rather nice. So I'm just looking forward to a great film. And Marvel very rarely let me down. Eternals was a rare misfire. But that's what happens when you get different creators working on a shared sort of universe. You know, the ball is going to drop occasionally. I don't think it will this time. I think that John Watt, who's directing, knows what he's doing. He knows what we want. He's going to deliver possibly the best Marvel film of all time. I've heard it described as that. And that is a high bar because, you know, you've got things like Infinity War and Endgame and, you know, so it's a big ask, but this feels big. This feels like an Infinity War sized film event. So I'm genuinely excited. I'm tend to be a bit jaded and I don't get excited by things, but this is really exciting me. And it's a good day for Marvel because we've had episode 5 of the brilliant Hawkeye series on Disney Plus. If you've not been watching it, get over there straight away and watch it. It is the best Marvel live action series. I feel I can say that with huge confidence now. And this episode is absolutely fantastic with a killer cliffhanger, which I'm not going to spoil here, but it's a real punch the air, yes, sort of moment. So Hawkeye this morning, Spider-Man this evening. Sounds like a perfect day to me. Right, off to entertain myself for an hour. See you very soon. Until I do, you know what they say. Keep taking the stuff and I'll be back very soon.
Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man.
And we're back in the room. Voila, hours later, out from the cinema, having seen Spider-Man. Here's Scott. Yeah, I summed it up really. What a film. What a film. Can say nothing about it, nope. Really.
Literally, it's that kind of film where when you watch it, you're like, can't say anything.
Yeah.
Because it was just,
yeah,
bam, done. Good.
It's funny, it's heartbreaking, it's punch the air, sort of. Oh.
It's 10 out of 10 Marvel. It's 10 out of 10 Marvel. That's all it is. It's
But the big question is, is it better than Eternals?
I'm gonna say yes because Eternals sucked.
Controversial.
I didn't like Eternals.
No, I wasn't keen. This was all right, though. This was all right.
It was okay. Yeah, I've seen better films.
Well, as I was saying, I can't decide whether it's this or Thunder Force with Melissa McCarthy.
And as I've told you already, stop making jokes about that. It's not funny.
It's not big or clever, is it? Just like that film, in fact. Can say no more about Spider-Man No Way Home. I keep thinking, I want to say Far From Home.
No, that's number 2.
I know. No Way, because all homes.
No Way Home.
You should like. That's why you like those films. They're all homes.
They're all homes.
That explains it. Yeah.
All homes.
Anyway, we loved it. 10 out of 10. Go and see it.
Go and see it.
Can't say very little about it at the moment.
You can't spoil anything about this.
No.
It's just throughout. Bam, 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 bam. Good stuff. Good stuff.
It hit me in the feels. That's for sure. Yep. I will do a little bit.
You had feels.
I got many feels, but you're not feeling them. I will do a little bit more on it later, but I won't be saying much. Just to say, Just get the hell out there and see the damn thing, for God's sake.
Do it now.
Say goodbye, Scott.
Goodbye, Scott.
Bye. Hello there, welcome to my world of stuff. My name is Mr. Paul Mount. Quick video. I'm not going to be very long on this one because there's not a great deal I can say, to be honest. You'd have seen the previous little bit that Scott and I did when we came out of seeing Spider-Man No Way Home. I just wanted to embellish that very slightly, but don't worry, no spoilers here, because this isn't a film you want spoiled. This is the latest in the MCU, of course, particularly in their partnership with Sony. I don't know what I did that for. To bring Spider-Man to the screen as played by Tom Holland. Now, a bit of background with me and Marvel. Me and Marvel are generally like that. I love Marvel Entertainment. I love the Marvel films. Used to read the comics back in the day. I haven't read them for decades, to be honest. I sort of drifted away in the 70s. I have picked up some old collections over the last couple of years as I've got more into the history of Marvel again. But I love the Marvel films. I think that they're really the modern mythology for people. I've probably said this before on this channel, I'm sure. I think it's the big cultural thing at the moment. Marvel storytelling in the Marvel universe is big, and it matters, and it's a big cultural icon, certainly in cinematic landscape these days, and that's thrilling, fascinating, and exciting. And it's reached its apotheosis in the past with Infinity War and Endgame, and you always think, I've been thinking for years, how do they top that? And to be fair, they haven't really tried. They've kept things ticking over with new films, a couple of new characters. Of course, we had a fallow year in 2020 thanks to the pandemic when they couldn't release any movies, but we've had a blitz of material this year, the TV shows and the movies. As usual, a mixed bag. I'm not an apologist for Marvel. If it doesn't work, I'll say so. I wasn't fussed on Loki. Really didn't like Eternals. And that's just two of this year's things. But otherwise, I get a buzz out of the stuff they do. And Hawkeye at the moment is absolutely sensational. If you've not been watching that, really get stuck into that, because that is classic Marvel on the small screen. It's a wonderful piece of television. Very clever, and with some killer twists and surprises in it. Anyway, back to what you're here to hear me talk about, and it's No Way Home, the third Tom Holland starring feature film, again directed by John Watt, who's directed the previous two, and it's a triumph. It's just a magnificent film. It's, as I said, avoiding spoilers is difficult because we know the spoilers that have been out there over the past few months about who's going to appear, who's not going to appear. I'm not going to confirm or deny any of that, but it is a joyous movie. The story, you'll have seen the trailer. I'm assuming that anybody watching this has seen the trailers that have been out. We know the plot, broadly speaking, is that at the end of the previous film, Peter Parker's secret identity had been blown by Mysterio at the end of Far From Home. J. Jonah Jameson, which was a surprise sort of appearance at the end of the film, he revealed to the world, the watching world, that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. This causes untold problems for Spider-Man and everybody around him in the opening half hour of the film, with quite amusing consequences in certain places. And the first half hour of the film is quite sort of light-hearted in a way. Obviously, Peter's in an invidious position, but it doesn't impact on him in particularly bad ways. He tries to shrug off the attention he's getting from the media and people in the street. But things turn a little bit sour when his and his friend Ned and his girlfriend MJ's applications to join MIT are all refused because of certain revelations. And Peter realises that his friends' associations with him have impacted upon their lives, and he's not comfortable with that. So as we've seen from the trailer, we have a friend here. As we've seen from the trailer, he goes to see Dr. Stephen Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, in the Sanctum Sanctorum, and begs him to cast a spell that will make the world forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. However, he prevails upon him to let certain people remember, those people being Aunt May, played as ever by Marissa Tomei, Ned and MJ, and Happy Hogan, who appears again with Jon Favreau, who of course has been around with Marvel since day one, since 2008 in Iron Man, and he's still around. The spell doesn't quite work out as planned, and again, if you'd have seen the trailer, you'd have seen that old villains from other incarnations of Spider-Man cross forward and across into Peter Parker's world. So we've got as we've seen from the trailer, I'm conscious that this trailer has revealed certain things. We know that Dr. Octopus is back, played by Alfred Molina. We know that the Sandman is back, Electro is back, the Lizard is back, all played by the original actors from the films. And bearing in mind, these are two different versions of Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire version and the Andrew Garfield. These are the villains from those films. And of course, the most terrifying of all is the Green Goblin, portrayed, I have to say, with extreme malevolence in this film by Willem Dafoe, who's just stepped back into this role so magnificently. And he is absolutely demonic. Peter and his friends just realise what's happened, that these bad guys have slipped through from various other universes, and they have to find a way to send them back. And that basically is the core of the story. I'm going to go no further than that with it. But it's just fantastic. I mean, it was 2 hours that flew by like that, 2.25 hours. Thoroughly entertaining, thoroughly absorbing. It touches all the bases. It's heartbreaking in places. It's very emotional. It's very funny. That Marvel wit, which I think things like Eternals really struggle to encapsulate. This film really caught that, and is genuinely very, very funny in many places. Excuse me. And the action scenes, there's a terrific action scene when Dr. Octopus first appears. We see him appear in the trailer, but there's a terrific fight scene on the bridge, which is just breathtaking. And there's several scenes like that. It's just wonderful. It's a wonderful film. It gives you everything that you really want from a Spider-Man film. It is the full... It's Tom Holland's Spider-Man, which reaching maturity. And I think that's what these three films have done gradually. They've seen the kid become the man, and he's become the man in this film, as you'll see at the end. Peter Parker at the end of the film is rather different to the Peter Parker at the beginning, with a very different life. Going forward, I think it's going to be very exciting to see where we go next. I'm pretty certain that Sony and Marvel will keep on making these films. It's not been confirmed yet, but I think it's generally felt that there will be another trilogy. And I can't wait to see where it goes. This is a fantastic full stop to this particular trilogy. And it brings a certain sense of closure across the board, really. There are surprises. I'm not going to spoil those surprises. There are punch-the-air moments. There are gasping. The audience I saw it with clapped and cheered. They whooped. They gasped. And it's nice to be back in the cinema with an audience that's fully wrapped up in and embracing this. Stop it, Rosie. Rosie's making the table shake. That fully embraces the story and the mythology and cares for these characters and is absorbed in it. And you know, I've been to the cinema loads of times since the pandemic eased, and it's always... I've not been at a packed cinema. This was very nearly packed, and the audience was just absolutely with it. It's tremendous. It is absolutely fantastic. I wish I could say more about it. I'd love to talk with you guys about what happens in it. But I'm not going to, because it's just come out and so many of you won't have seen it. But please, if you're interested in Marvel, if you're interested in these great action films, you need to go and see this as soon as you can. And because of that, I enjoyed it so much. I can't fault it. There's nothing I didn't like about it. Nothing at all I didn't like about it. So because of that, what the hell, gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Terrific piece of Marvel entertainment. When I see it again, I think it would have cemented its place as my favourite MCU movie. And I didn't think anything would really depose Infinity War, and particularly, well, Infinity War particularly, and Endgame. Spider-Man No Way Home is in cinemas now. It's just wonderful entertainment. Tom Holland at his best. Willem Dafoe outstanding, and just a great piece of modern superhero action cinema. Go and see it now. Right, that's me on, I can't say Far From Home. No Way, Spider-Man No Way Home, which is in cinemas now in the UK and opens on Friday in America, so please rush and see it. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below, that would be lovely. Because I'm not getting any comments lately. Even my regulars have abandoned me, so come on guys, I'm still here. Leave a message, say hello, like and subscribe would be nice. And until I see you next time, well, you know what they say. They say keep taking the stuff.